Yan.
Okay guys, eto na. Eto na.
Na.
May hunger strike na nangyayari, may protest na nangyayari. Sabi nga nung kilala ni Mark Gamboa, may mga bayani tayo na
Hmm.
napapanganib ngayon. Kailangan natin supportan sila. Alam mo naman, medyo intense ang past 48 hours. So, Sir Mark Gamboa, ano po yung report dyan? In fairness, Mark, let me tell you this. Nung, di ba last Friday, pinag-usapan natin sa RRM together with si OG Ronald na ikaw yung nagsabi talaga na hostile. Ay, hindi. Ikaw nagsabi na intense. Tapos sabi ko, you mean hostile. So nung nakita ko yung itong latest na pinakulong na sila Badoy, hindi pala Badoy, sorry. Badoy, at si Ka-Eric, talagang hostile, di ba? Yung sinabi ng isang congressman, don't give me that crap, yung mga ganyan-ganyan. Ay, hostile siya. So, I think tama yung discussion natin and I think yung report mo, report talaga, legit yung sinabi mo last Friday. It's very, very reflective of what's happening right now. Let's talk to you, bro. So from since last week na pinag-usapan natin SMNI until now, what is your read of the situation?
Nag-attend ako nung araw mismo na held in contempt sila Ka Eric. Okay? Nung pagdating doon nila Ka Eric, naka-ready na yung mga damit, naka-ano na eh, naka-ready na lahat eh. He was ready na to mapakulong and kasi he wasn't going to give up his source daw kung sino yung nagsabi ng 1.8 billion. Sinasabi niya nung unang hearing wala akong abogado kaya gusto niyang patanggal sa record yung mga sinabi doon. Sabi, ba't mo kami dinidiktahan kung ano yung nasa record? Kasalanan mo, hindi ka nagsama ng abogado. So ngayon may kasama na siyang abogado, tapos may sinasabi siya ng mga iba't ibang mga batas and yung kanilang freedom and pero that whole time
Soto
he
Law.
was
Soto
ready.
Law, right? Di ba? Yung Soto Law.
Soto Law.
In the previous episode, puro Tito Soto ang pinag-usapan natin. Ito yung legit
Oo.
first generation Senator Soto.
Ang
Soto
ganda nung
Law.
ang ganda nung sa Soto Law na na exchange nga. He keeps on saying na sa Soto Law you are parang by law, you are binasa pa niya na pwede na hindi mo kailangang i-give up yung source mo ng news kung journalist ka. Pero he also read na sa dulo nun, except for Congress inquiry that deals with national security.
Oops, biglang
Siya din ang bumasa.
Kaya lang, ay wait lang, meron palang caveat.
na,
Applicable lang ito kung journalist ka talaga. Although, ang laking issue na how do you define a journalist? The accreditation process is not as straightforward as being an engineer for that matter, right? Yeah.
Sinabi ni Ka Eric, hindi ito national security kasi nagtatanong lang kami doon sa budget. Sumagot yung si Congressman Tambunting, yung chairperson ng committee. Sabi niya, kung merong spy dito sa Congress na nagli-leak ng information dito na hindi namin alam, this is a matter of national security. So
Ay, dyan, mahirap yan.
walang lusot. Walang
Baka
lusot si
China
Ka
daw
Eric
yan.
doon sa ano.
China. Hindi bro,
Oo.
ano pa lang, ang dami nagko-comment every time na nire-raise ko yung issue na yan. Kasi nung nasa airport ako sa Singapore, I discussed the Soto law and about the source. Sabi ng isa, it's not even about whether he's a journalist or not. Mukhang wala talaga siyang source na Marites lang.
Ito pa yung nangyari nung hearing Hindi ko natapos pero may mga parts ako napanood. Yung interesting na parts. I think sino ba nagsabi? So, Congressman, try to help Ka Eric. Sabi niya, kung gusto mo, ano na lang tayo, executive session. 'Di ba?
Yun yung
Which
media,
makes
yung mga
sense.
tao. Yeah, confidential.
Yeah, confidential
Favorite
na
natin yan.
walang makakaalam. Kami lang sa Congress ang makakaalam, yung nasa loob ng room na 'yon. He still said no. Ayaw pa rin. So
Wala
meron
namin yung mata
tuloy-tuloy.
mo. Point mo na lang siya. Sino dito? Kalat dito.
So meron talagang duda na baka naman wala talaga. Baka naman walang source talaga na baka naisip lang. So yun ang
Yun ang hindi naisip ng Soto Law. Paano kung wala talagang source yung pinoprotektahan?
yun nga. Yun nga. Dalawa nga daw yung source, 'di ba? Yung isa cellphone number lang na nag text sa kanya about this.
Level of
So tapos
journalism
isa
talaga.
yung sa source niya na sikreto. So parang napag ano niya na ay dalawa na nagsabi sa akin. Itatanong ko na to. Ito yung problema, ito yung problema isa. May congressman na nagsalita. Sabi niya, pwede nating isupina ba yung mga cellphone records ni Ka Eric? para makita kung yung story niya holds up. Meron talagang nag-text na ganito, na ganoon. And they can do that, di ba? Pwede nilang iano yun, pwede nilang makuha yun. O lalong lagot tuloy si Kyle. Baka perjury pa siya, lying under oath kung ilabas, kung talagang gawin ng Congress yon, pumunta sila sa telco. O pahingi
Ulitin
ng
natin, bro. May nag-text lang na random guy. Tapos may nag-text ulit, dalawa na yung source mo.
yun nga ang nangyari. Dalawa yung source, di ba?
Bayan
So
natin yung kanya ng journalism nila.
Guys, pwede wag kayong gagawa ng ganung storya kasi pwede pa lang i-trace ng Congress yan o ng NBI kung totoo yung sinasabi nyo. Kung meron talagang nag-text kasi pwede mong hingin talaga yan, national security eh. Okay? Kung wala, lying under oath, perjury ka.
Oo, patay.
Krimen yun.
Delikado talaga sila. I mean, okay, I'm sorry, Lord. This is not shadow. It's just ridiculous, diba? I mean, it's just the whole thing is so ridiculous. Ang point ko is, di ba, ang naalala mo last week, pinag-usapan natin with kaparing Ronald. Parang point na is, this is hubris. Talagang hindi manhit sila sa yung nagbabago na talaga yung landscape eh. Tayong dalawa, last year pa natin sinasabi, tignan mo nga si Banat ba, inaaway si ganito. Noon pala nakita natin magkakaroon talaga ng malaking hidwaan to, di ba? The divorce was coming. We saw it last year pa doon sa Project Pilipinas episodes natin. Pero ito mga manhid, no? This is not Duterte time anymore and lahat galit sa kanila. Trapos, Dilawan, Pinklawans, mga red, mga pula, lahat galit sa kanila. They don't seem to understand this, right? I mean,
ito kasi. Maski ako, sige, ito yung sa akin maski ako I still feel this, kaya medyo nagigets ko sila. Malaki pa rin kasi yung online na base ng DDS eh. And nangaaway talaga. And siguro baka yun yung nakikita nila, nararamdaman nila. Pero the thing is, yung mga online na DDS na yan, yung iba trolls, yung iba lalabas ba sa kalsada yan? Kumbaga will they? Hindi eh.
Warm bodies pa mga yan? Hindi sila warm bodies.
Can you tell them na yung mga congressman wag niyong panalunin dyan sa mga bayan nyo? Hindi. Wala din silang magagawa. Yung mga congressman na nandun, they will keep on winning dun sa mga districts nila. Kasi pamilya nila yung mga may hawak dun eh. Diba? Wala din kaya yung mga congressman hindi na walang kahit anong nang takot or nang i-bash nyo ko nasa Congress pa rin kami, nasa pa rin kami. Kaya nagsasabi 'di ba si Tatay Harry na parang if you do not kung di mo sila pupurihin, they will put you in jail. Parang ganoon yung kanyang linyada na nangyayari daw ngayon. Pero ito lang din ang ko, 'di ba ilang days na yung hunger strike as of our recording, 3 araw na. Parang
hindi yung naman. Glamour. Ang definition ng hunger strike, walang lechon every night. Ano ba yung hunger strike? At saka tanong, sasama ba si Harry sa hunger strike? Dami nagko-comment. Baka naman.
Ayun nga. Hindi, parang yung hindi ganun kalakas yung they were expecting siguro people to parang
naging rallying cry ito.
Rallying cry. No. Kaso hindi eh. So, ikaw tingin mo, ilang days pa nila can they hold this up? Yung kanilang
Ang mangyayari diyan, bro, yung mangyayari diyan, may doctor diyan, tapos na sila, tapos pipicturean sila, nakawawa, yung gano'n. Feeling ko yun yung magiging susunod na kabanata para alam na natin yung script nila, no? Hindi ako, bro, actually maganda yung sinabi mo kanina, no? This is a very good observation. Now, what's happening here is we have a group of people who have ininom nila sarili nilang Dutertismo Kool-Aid, no? Na idea nila dahil malakas yung kanilang following online, automatically na-assume nila this equals to political power. Now, the reality is, bro, naalala mo si Pompey Lavinia, yung dating social media manager ni Digong, assumed na sobrang malakas yan. And then tumakbo yan sa local LGU, no match siya. So we have a lot of cases whereby yung mga super solid DDS na sumikat lang dahil nakisakay kay Digong at saka online, nung bumangga na sila sa pader ng katrapuhan, wala silang laban because at the end of the day, it's the guns and the goons and the gold, right? And it's having the warm bodies. And pagdating doon, wala kang panalo sa mga trapos, di ba? And more than that, in this sense, I really mean strictly traditional politicians, people. And also, ang SMNI, they alienated the entire media landscape. They alienated all the intellectuals, thought leaders, influential people. So, wala talaga, they're on their own eh. Kaya nga sabi, tama yung sinasabi mo na siguro na masyado silang impressed sa kanilang online resonance. But this doesn't really mean much. But bro I wanna ask also.
Lalo pa ngayon, they're being deplatformed na. Diba? Kung mawala ka sa YouTube, mawala ka sa Facebook. So, nababasa ko, merong mga calls, doon na lang tayo sa Twitter lahat. Hindi sila ibaban ni Elon Musk. So, merong gano'n. Kaso, yung mga DDS mo, mapapapunta mo ba sa Twitter yan? Diba?
Ang hina ng DDS to. Ang hina ng DDS sa Twitter. Nagtatawanan ko ng si Sasso, nagpapansin pa siya ng mga... Ako daw si Mari Ressa, siya daw si Julian Assange. Parang sabi ko, gusto kong sabihin, hindi mo sila ka-level, hindi mo rin ako ka-level. Gusto ko siyang ganin ng Twitter, parang wag na lang, di ba? Parang, wala mahina sila ang Twitter. So, I don't know. Kasi, you're right, sa US, yung right wing, yun ang ginawa nila, pumunta sila sa Twitter. Ngayon, medyo patas ng Twitter. Dati woke yun eh. Ngayon, pansin ko, malakas yung mga pro-China, pro-Trump, mga ganon, yung mga alt-right. But I don't think that will translate as effectively dito sa Pilipinas, no? But maybe...
Kasi parang socio-economic pa rin eh.
May klisyero pa rin, oh.
Oo eh. Parang more on Facebook pa rin eh. And sa TikTok. So, ewan ko lang sa TikTok kung pwede silang if they can doon sila mag-establish. Pero siguro they are na lang ang pinaka wish nila, ang pinaka hope nila, they are hoping eventually Sara will get into power. Yun ang kanilang
Tagal pa yan, bro. 5 years is a long time. 5 years is a long time. Of course, in the next episode, pag-usapan natin ng Do30 versus De Lima 2.0, no? Kasi magiging madugo na yan eh. Kasi last time I checked, is De Lima now officially the spokesman of Liberal Party na? Something like that. Parang may position na siyang nakita ko eh. Ito na, she's taking up the cudgels na talaga. Mag the next level na yan, diba? But before we go to the next episode, let's stay here muna, bro. Kasi, ganito. Kasi you and I, bro, we have been following the blogosphere for a very, very long time. And let's be honest, SMNI is essentially like a bloggers network, the way they operate, diba? It's really effective pagdating sa social media, riding mga trends. And I'm not sure they really follow yung legit journalistic ethic, yung text lang ng random sa inadalo, meron ka rin dala. I mean, that's not how we do it. But tell me a little bit about this. How do you see the Harry Roque angle? Like, what is Harry Roque up to now? And why would he, diba? I mean, may plano naman siya tumakbo ulit siguro sa 2025. I mean, he's hoping na siya yung maging rallying cry ng mga Dutertes, pro-Duterte people.
Sa akin, this is all this is all a political bet eh. Political bet on the Duterte base. It's the same thing with Senadora Amy. That's why yung kanyang suporta for the Duterte. She knows it. She knows how big it still is, how powerful sila sa social media. Harry Roque din siguro ganun, although hindi nagta-translate dun sa mga previous takbo niya as senator. Who knows, baka in the future it might, diba? So, yun ang I think it's a political bet in the future din. Hindi sila makapasok ngayon sa current administration, di ba? Titignan nila na ganun. So, kung merong moves na gibain si Sara and of course by extension yung dad niya si Digong. So, nandoon sila yung nasa front lines. Hoping that maybe in the future, kung if this comes out with Sara on top, babalikan nila lahat ng mga
It's a very big bet, no? It's a very big bet kasi pwede rin sila may wipe out, no? I mean, in 2025, pwede sila totally wipe out. Although, interestingly, dun sa mga comments ko about SMNI, although I try to be fair, in fact, yung isang warning ko is, yung mga nagpa-popcorn ngayon sa nangyari sa SMNI, dapat remember yung mga nagpa-popcorn yung nangyari sa ABS-CBN franchise. Kasi, ako, ang takot ko dito, ma-weaponize itong issue na ito kung saan matakot ng any investigative journalist to say anything about Congress or politicians because sanay na sila. They're taking care of 2 networks already. Diba? Sino ka pa, diba? So this might have some chilling effect down the road. I'm just saying, yung tinatrash lang si Badoy and all. I mean, maybe you believe she deserves it, but at the end of the day, she somehow represents the media, right? So I'm just saying, be careful what you wish for. Ako, so as yung mga nagpa-popcorn dyan, ingat lang kayo dyan what your and napansin ko yung mga ibang ABS-CBN friends ko, nilike din nila yung mga post kong ganito kasi I think they understand.
Maski ako,
hinahinay lang. So wrong.
sorry. Ang official stand ko dito sa issue na to, just like sa ABS-CBN na I wasn't for yung sa pagtanggal ng franchise. Maski dito sa SMNI, ayoko din. Kasi nga, yun nga tama yung sinasabi mo, it sets precedent nga and chilling effect sa mga ibang mga journalists, mga legit na mga news na pag kumontra ka, ganito pwedeng mangyari. Yung sa ABS nga, renewal Ito nga, hindi renewal May franchise ka, ika-cancel then and there Sa ABS, na taon
nire-revoke na next level to tama ka.
Oo,
That's true.
so medyo may ganun. Pero, naisip ko din, this is also an important learning moment for Filipinos. Kasi,
yes. Learning experience na naman tayo.
Learning moment, teachable moment
na
for Filipinos. Importante to kasi 'di ba ang nirereklamo nga ni Tatay Harry na if you pag hindi ka umuo lang doon sa hari o sa ikukulong ka. Alam mo, this reminds me so much of the golden years of the Philippines called martial law. Okay? Na yung mga nagrereklamo na ganun about this. Well, martial law is a little bit parang ganito. Na you can't go against yung sa leaders, you can't, di ba? Mas malala pa nga. Of course, mas malala yung sa martial law kasi you get detained, you get Pero, yun teachable moment na ano ba talaga gusto natin? Do we want a free press? Or do we want, or mas gusto natin yung golden years ng martial law? So magandang ma-realize din ng mga Pilipino yung kasi you don't realize it until it happens to you Until it affects people you know or the shows you like or the channels you support, 'di ba? So sana makita din na yung ganito na
kasi bro, siguro kung slap on the wrist or hindi naman, siguro punishment lang ng program na yan or host na yan or some of the practices. Pwede mo sabihin, well, this would help in creating more legit media na hindi abusuin yung franchise kasi privilege yan, di ba? Pero ngayon kasi pwede ma-revoke yung buong franchise and ibang klase, the way sumasagot yung mga congressman sa kanila, the way na tinatrato sila, di ba? Parang, again, I know people natutuwa yung mga tao kasi deserve daw nila, ganun-ganun. I mean, I understand it, but when you correct some wrong, it has to be done in the right way. And kung
you keep on pushing
keep on setting precedents, pushing the boundaries. Medyo baka kung saan, and you're normalizing trashing of media. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The normalization of trashing. Again, of course, we can debate kung legit media itong mga nag-investigative based on anonymous text or two, but still they're still representative of the media and one, even if you don't agree with them, di ba? So, kaya nga ako medyo ilang lang ako I mean, kakantsawan tayo here and there kasi medyo ridiculous na yung mga ginagawa nilang drama. I'm not sure this is really helping their cause.
Ako personally, I see them as parang Fox News Parang ganun yung tingin ko sa SMNI.
Or Alex Jones Infowar medyo. I think Fox is
depende on how you diba? So sa akin,
a little bit more professional. Yeah.
Kaya, yun nga. Hindi, pero yun nga, it looks like talagang ma-re-revoke yung franchise. Mukhang wala na talaga mukhang it's set na. Yun na talaga yung mangyayari. So SMNI would have to go on as an online content news company.
Assuming they will not also be banned online again. Ang ako lang, because for me, nakita ko yung intervention ni Congressman Pimentel, no? The other day, and he was kind of connecting things to Quiboloy also and yung cases ni Quiboloy. So my sense is this might not just be about the media company. This could go all the way up to Quiboloy himself, no? So Mr. Q. So I don't know. I mean, wow, this. Pero I mean, so I think this perfectly sets for the next episode na lang. Kasi is this the declaration of war that we're looking at, diba?
Parang tinitingnan siguro din ng Congress how hard SMNI hits back Yeah. Itong pinag-uusapan natin, si Sas, si Harry Roque, yung sila ka Eric, yung mga statement nila, syempre tinitingnan din nila, kumaga, ayaw nyo pa rin, you won't humble yourself, ayaw, ipagpipilitan nyo pa rin yan. Sige, we'll just hanggat until you diba? Until makita nyo what you're dealing with. Parang baka ganun ang mangyari and it's going to be ugly.
Magkakaalaman na talaga kung sino talagang lamang dito. Lamangan na talaga ito yun nga, I mean again, I think Ronald had the point na 6 years of Duterte really made some people think they're untouchable, invincible, diba? They got away with so much trashing US, trashing media, trashing Rappler, trashing me, trashing everyone. And the worst, diba? So, mukhang hindi sila naka-recover dun eh. Yung nandun pa rin, dazed pa rin sila with the Duterte yabang and all of that. So I think this sets the tone perfectly for our next episode where we're going to talk about the Lima versus Duterte 2.0 and whether this is really a civil war in the making of multi-front civil war. Medyo Game of Thrones na ito eh. Game of Thrones PI. So that will be our next episode.
Could I have one last point lang? I want to give lang din. Siguro pagdating kay Eric at kay Lorraine. Kasi lalo na si Miss Lorraine, I'm magkakilala din with her. Parang medyo friends din. And masyadong na-highlight
yung naman, ayan ka naman, Marco.
Ito. Na-highlight yung red tagging nila.
Naman tayo.
As it should. Kasi mali naman yun, di ba? Pero in fairness to them, may mga na-contribute naman sila na maganda doon sa effort ng gobyerno to and to pahinain yung rebellious movement. May contribution din nila.
I disagree with you. You know why? You know why I disagree with you? Because the military and the security establishment were doing the right job in the right way, and then sila, nung nanggugulo sila, they gave a bad name.
Nakakasira.
Yun nga ang point ko eh. So actually, I disagree with you. And this is also based on sa interviews natin with si Jonathan Malayo, Sek Malaya, and I also interviewed him separately. Ang basa ko talaga, bro, they gave a bad name to what could have been a legitimate counterinsurgency. Siya, yung isang general na kilala natin, na kaibigan ni Parla, di ba? Yun nga, bro eh. So actually, I disagree with you. I think they brought down, they destroyed, parang parang naging pejorative na yung NTF-ELCAC eh. Ngayon, kausap natin yung mga nandun, mga matino na yung mga nandun na kausap, di ba? This is the legit counterinsurgency. Pero nung ginawa ng red tagging, paranoia, kalat-kalat, Lenny Youth, sabi ni Badoy, Lenny Youth, saan yung Lenny?
Definitely, mali yun, definitely.
I know what you're trying to say, kasi yun nga, ang abasa ko, hindi, sila talaga yung nagpa-down dun sa movement na yan na potentially legitimate. Alright, sige bro, let's just agree na lang on that point. Thank you very much.